we interrupt Jim's boring story to bring you a special edition of Interviews to the Max.
Not again. How does he keep breaking in?
We'll never know, Melanie. We'll never know.
Now, here's the real star of tonight's show, Maximilian von Riegelbieser.
Thank you, Larry! Greetings and salutations to everyone in Counterculture Land. I am punched as pleased to bring you tonight's interview. From the state of Montana, wherever that is, let's welcome to the show...
We interrupt this interruption to bring you Interviews on the Fritz.
What?
And now live from San Francisco, here's Counterculture-wise correspondent, Fritzina Fluffybottom.
Hi everyone, I am here in San Francisco at the Wacky Weed Dispensary on Post Street. I think this is where they make Raisin Bran. Anyway, I'm not really sure what they dispense here, although it smells really pretty and my head is feeling even lighter than normal, but I am a professional, so I will keep going. I saw a couple of people who looked really familiar to me walking in, so I thought I would interview them when they came out. Here comes the first one. Why, it looks like presidential candidate Kamala Harris. Hello, Miss Harris.
Oh, crap. Hi.
Thanks for talking to me today, Miss Harris. It's very nice of you. So tell me, what did you buy at the dispensary? Did you get any Raisin Bran?
Wow, that sounds yummy. No, Miss Cat. Dispensaries sell cannabis.
Oh, that's nice. I love a lot of things that come in cans like tuna and Friskies and even cheese dip, but what is this? And how much does a can of this cost?
This is what I get for not sending someone out to get the stuff for me. Cannabis is marijuana, Miss Cat. You know, pot.
Oh, yes, I've heard about that. Mommy says it used to grow wild where she grew up, and then her horse would eat it, which would upset her parents who wanted it for themselves. And Daddy says he used to smoke it when he was in the Marine Corps in order to deal with the stress of working for a bunch of bureaucratic mental midgets, whatever those are. They both told me it used to be illegal, but now it's okay to buy it in a lot of places, like here and at my home in Las Vegas. Is that right?
Well, yes, we've legalized it in a lot of places because it's relatively harmless. Now, if you'll excuse me...
My parents agree with you. They say it's harmless even though Mommy says she can be hungry, tired, and stupid for free, so why spend the money? Anyway, I heard that people used to get thrown in jail for using marijuana in San Francisco, sometimes for years and years and years and years, even though it's not all that bad for you and it doesn't hurt anyone. Well, that sounds like a really mean thing to do. Who sent all these nice people to jail like that, Miss Kamala?
I have to go now. It was nice talking to you, Miss Cat. Jesus Chrysler, a talking cat with a microphone. This is good stuff.
Thank you for talking to me, Kamala. And now an old man is walking over here. He looks familiar to me. Excuse me, sir. Aren't you a former president of the United States?
Oh, shit. Yes, Miss Cat. I'm former President Bill Clinton. How y'all doing?
Great. Thank you for talking to me, Mr. President. It's a real honor, but you seem nervous. You don't have to be. I'm a nice kitty. I would never hurt you. And according to Kamala, it's okay to buy cans of this here. And it's supposed to help you relax.
I am trying to relax, Miss Cat, but I wasn't expecting to be interviewed by the press today. I'm just trying to lay low for a while. I don't want her to know where I am.
Don't know who to know, sir?
My wife, Hillary.
Oh, yes, that's right. My big brother interviewed her on this show a couple of times. I'm sorry she turned out to be an evil cyborg intent on destroying the whole world. That's not a very nice thing to do.
Heck, I knew she was a cyborg when I first met her, but I never thought she would turn on me. Look, it's a long story, but I really need to get out of here before she...
You are, you cheating bastard!
Oh, crap. Gotta go. Bye.
Do not try to escape me, mortal. You will perish along with your vile little concubines and every other woman who is better looking than me.
Oh, come on, honey beef hair. That wouldn't leave any women at all. Ow! Can't you take a damn joke?
Thank you, Mr. Former President and Madam Cyborg. This is Fritzy returning control of the show back to Max. Take it away, big brother.
Huh? What? Dang it, who'd call me at 4 in the morning? Hello?
Orange, I want you in my office at 7 a.m.
Boss, can't this wait? I've got an appointment with our wedding planner at 9.
Sure, Julius. You can talk to the wedding planner instead.
Oh, thanks, boss.
Just let them know that you're planning to be unemployed again.
So, 7 a.m. then. I'll see you there.
Damn right you will.
Why is she always so ticked off at me? Is it something I did?
A few hours later. No, really.
Good morning, boss. What's going on?
Speaker Pelosi's laptop is still missing.
Now just a dang minute. I thought that lefty from Virginia who raided the Capitol had stolen it and was trying to sell it to those damn Ruskies.
Yes, Orange. That's who you and your crack team of numbnuts spent all that time and money investigating.
But we had sworn testimony.
Yes, Julius, you did. From her abusive butthole ex-boyfriend who was trying to frame her.
Wait, what?
That's right, dummy. You didn't suspect that he might have had an agenda?
Well, I guess the fact that he kept calling her that bitch might oughta shoulda tipped me off.
Gee, Orange, you think?
I'm sorry, boss. I really thought we had it figured out.
Look, you have to find that laptop, Julius. Miss Pelosi is breathing down my neck.
Dang, how can you stand the smell?
I was speaking figuratively, you pea-brain. Now, please, do your research. Get your best people on the job and do it right this time. We can't afford another PR nightmare.
PR? You mean Puerto Ricans?
Please leave.
Several days later in Homer, Alaska. No, really.
What's that noise? Marilyn, were we expecting any more guests today?
No, Paul, we got a few checking in tomorrow, but...
All right, you commies, stand right there with your hands up. All right, boys.
Hey, cut it out. Stop, that hurts. Hey, stop knocking it over. Hey, stop twisting my arm. It's going to be... Tell me what you need me to do. What do you want from us?
Several hours later. Really.
Well, Orange, I must admit, you outdid yourself.
Oh, thanks, boss.
Thanks, boss? Moron!
What's wrong, boss?
Well, if you set aside the fact that you broke into an innocent couple's home and business, handcuffed them and their guests, and interrogated them for 3 straight hours, and brought up Bupkis after I told you to do your damn research first, I would say you did just freaking great!
Now that ain't fair, boss. I did my research. They were in D.C. during the riots, and the photo of the woman in the Capitol building looks just like that commie insurrectionist we interrogated today.
Yes, she does, Julius. Except for the shade and parting of the hair, the ears, the nose, the eyebrows, and the outfit she was wearing. They were virtual freeping clones.
Well, they had the same coat on and they were brunettes.
Well, that certainly made them stand out on a winter's day in Washington, didn't it? Thick brown coats and thick brown hair. And speaking of thick...
Yeah, boss?
You are relieved of all further duties involving this investigation into the speaker's laptop. I want you nowhere near this anymore. We can't afford any more embarrassment.
Well, boss, there's something I probably ought to tell you then.
What?
I kind of made a stop on my way back here.
What in the hell did you do? Yes?
Bonnie, this is Rudy Giuliani. Your goons raided my house today. They actually thought I had Nancy's laptop. Why in the hell did they do that? All you had to do was call and ask. We're on the same side, you know.
Let me get back to you, sir. Julius Orange, you have exactly 60 seconds.
To do what, boss?
To make me a milkshake. What do you think, bonehead? Badge, gun, out, now!
All right, here, my gun and my badge, okay? Just stop yelling at me, all right? I just have one more question.
What?
Can I borrow $50 till payday? Ow! Oh, stop it! Ow, oh!
Tonight on Counterculture Wise, Trump is allowed back on Twitter. But he doesn't really care. The left implodes anyways! Pelosi goes bye-bye, stay tuned. It's gonna be fun. And with the meows of the Maxi Meow, we are back with another Counterculture-wise episode. Welcome to all of our old and new listeners, and of course Nick, who is our favorite person in the whole wide world because he joins us in chat. Please join us in chat. And I am your hostess with the mostest, Ms. Melanie Hope, and here with me in studio, besides Susie Q, who's gnawing on her bone, and Fritzy, who is really upset that she didn't have a part, although she did get one of her old shows.
Old sketches back
And
then,
Max, who's hanging out by the heater because that's where the heat is my husband, my best friend, and my sweet baboo, Mr. James Monis.
Well, they'll punch him out. All the babu. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Here
All
for
right,
another
folks,
3
and before we go any further, drop everything.
Ow! Ah, my head.
We shouldn't have given Max the authority on that one. Drop everything and like, share, subscribe. Tell people about this podcast. Oh, my goodness. Head on over to counterculturewise.com. Tell us how amazing we are. Tell us how much you hate us. In fact, if you hate us and we offended you, head on over to counterculturewise.com and fill out the ID10T form. We will give it the attention that it deserves, live and on air. We appreciate you, and we will air your grievances. I think I got all that out of the way.
You sure did for now. Although we'll probably have another reminder, and I'll be wearing my helmet on when that happens.
Yeah, probably a good idea. What a week.
Oh, my gosh.
What a week.
My gosh. You know, we start Monday or Tuesday after the show going, what are we going to talk about? And it's like, what are we not going to talk about? I don't know. We got nothing until, 24 hours later.
Yeah. What a week. Oh, my goodness. But we had a great day. So let's start with our amazing day. Because here on Counterculture Wise, even though we talk about politics, which is always negative, we also like to focus on the positive. So today, what a great day. Amazing church service.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday to our favorite pastor's wife, Valerie. And our favorite pastor. I'm not biased at all. But what a great, great morning. A way to start. We're not millennials. We're not trendy. But do share with our listening public what we had for breakfast.
Avocado toast. We tried it. Yes, we've had a great weekend. I mean, we tried it for the first time yesterday before I went off to do a wedding. That was fun. But, that's been our breakfast the last 2 days. And where has it been all my life?
Okay, but I have to share my recipe.
Yes, please do.
Right. Head on over to the HEB. They have this amazing seasoning that is white wine and butter. Get that seasoning, then grab your avocado. Make sure they're nice and ripe and smushy. Grab your avocado, smush them into a bowl. Add some of that fantastic seasoning. Oh, and a big old dollop of cream cheese. Toss that in the microwave for just a couple of seconds. Doesn't take very long. Mush, 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 mush. Ooh, and then get some artisan cheese bread.
Yes.
Pop that in the toaster. Once it pops up, I miss our toaster that was like, yay, toast.
Yeah, it allowed this happy little beep when it dispensed the toast, but I broke it, so
he broke it.
So we had to get a new one.
And now it doesn't yay toast; it just goes.
It's ready. Come get it. What's the matter with you? Don't look at me like that.
Do that.
Oh yeah, okay, beep, whatever. Just get the bread
beep,
already.
Nothing. Yeah, just here's the toast. Anyway, get the toast and spread that creamy, creamy goodness on the toast, and then murdered. Simple recipe. You're welcome. Trademark. Yada yada. Yeah.
So I did.
I feel so trendy. I feel so nouveau. I
know, and it was like, well, we'd heard of it. We just thought it was, avocado spread on toast.
Yeah.
And I mean, technically,
and it kind of is.
Technically, it is, but people add their own twists to it.
And I twisted the crap out of it.
Yeah. One guy on YouTube uses goat cheese. We just had.
I would do goat cheese.
We had a surplus of cream cheese, so we used that instead, and quite delicious.
Oh my goodness! So yes, While you can afford it, because that's not going to happen for very long, get some avocados, ripen them, mush them, spread them on toast with butter or your favorite thing. I'm going to add chili peppers.
That sounds
Jim's
good.
not a chili pepper guy, but yeah.
Not hugely. I mean, once in a while I'll have some.
I like chili peppers on everything. So yeah, add that to toast. And then it
then-
gets better. It gets better. We went to have an interlude after church and went to this amazing place where we just had a slice and had some fries and
it was
had our dog.
It's a combination coffee shop, pizza place, and beer bar. So that's why we live there on Sunday afternoons. No, I'm kidding. It was only our second time visiting. It was later in the afternoon because we had a couple of less important errands to run. But we I wound up having a couple slices of pizza, and it's really good pizza.
Jim's the only person I know who's like, hey, let's hit the pizza joint and get a slice. And the slice is like a quarter of a 20-inch pizza.
Yeah, it's a
and
huge
he's like,
slice.
That's not enough. I need another. It's like, just order half the pizza, Jim, because dang.
Next time, just
Meanwhile,
order the whole
I
pizza
get
and
an
have the
order
whole
of
3
French
slices.
fries, and he still gets half of that. And
I was expecting it. I know you.
Food occurs to him.
Food occurs to me, and that reminds me. Drop everything.
Oh, wait. Do you want me to hit the button again?
No.
No, because I can do it.
Oh, go ahead. Fine.
Drop everything. Where'd it go?
Ouch. But I wonder the hell about this time. We have a Food Occurs to Me shirt.
We do.
At our lovely website, along with a couple of new designs.
Mm-hmm.
Please check us out.
And we have a new design coming up that will be up in the next day or so. Biden-Zelensky 2024. Might as well. Chuck will talk a little bit about that.
You know, the bromance between those two guys.
A little bit crazy.
I'm telling you.
A little bit kooky, yeah. Okay, well, not much to say about Trump's reentry into Twitter because he's not on there.
Yeah, I mean, he's sticking to his guns for the moment because we'll see.
I mean, the temptation is just
well, I mean,
too delicious.
I mean, you've said this so many times. We talked about it earlier in the week. He basically was Twitter. People tuned in, so to speak, to watch his tweets, to respond, and to watch people's responses.
And what happened immediately after he was quote quote reinstated? People started retweeting his best tweets.
The best of Trumpster fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the Trumpster fire will return. So, I mean, like I said, Chuck will talk about it.
We're not going to go
I
into
tweeted
too
my
much
2 cents.
detail.
I think it's hilarious. What I don't understand, though, is why was Trump reinstated before Project Veritas?
Well, I think it's a matter of ratings. I mean, Trump got more reads.
You think that's where his head is? You think that's where Musk is going, is who got the best ratings?
Yeah.
Because the Babylon Bee's back, too.
Yeah, that makes me happy because they've always been a
I mean, they
parody
literally
site.
got
They're nothing
banned
else.
for satire. I mean, literally. I mean, I feel for them because that's kind of where we're at.
Well, I mean, it's going to get to the point where Elon is going to be able to rim his margaritas with the salt of liberal tears. It's gotten so ridiculous.
We have a Trump impersonator who's quite excited about what we're going to come up with.
Yeah, we've got. We won't reveal the identity of our.
We're
going
to be redoing the. The devil went down to Georgia again because now that it's actually happening, the Donald went down to Georgia. That's happening. We're going to have a lot of fun with this.
So he's entered the ring for reals.
Yep.
And they
threw his orange wig right on in there. Oh wait, his wig isn't orange. His face is orange. His hair is yellow.
What's left of it?
You
know, honestly,
I don't care.
Only shallow people care what he looks like anymore. I mean, let's face it, Joe Biden has perfectly coiffed hair, but a lot of it is plugs.
It's all plugs. I mean, you go back 20 years, dude was completely freaking bald, and nobody talks about it. But dude was also completely dishonest, and dude was also a moron 20 years ago, and yet today, all of a sudden, he's Fetterman. And, ladies and gentlemen, when our level of who's the best politician is Fetterman,
we're doomed.
We're doomed.
It's basically
we're
doomed.
doomed.
And, I mean, it's been a nice life. I'm old enough to.
It's been a good ride.
I'm old enough and I'm Christian enough, and it's fine.
I know where I'm going.
I know where I'm going.
It's been a good ride.
I mean, I want the ride to continue. Okay, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not Canadian. I'm not going to off myself tomorrow because the government wants me to. But that's another story for another time.
Yeah, the responses to Elon Musk just allowing a Trump back on Twitter has been epic. Everything since, I mean, this is the fear of everybody who reacted negatively to Elon Musk buying Twitter, because they knew he was eventually going to let Donald back in.
But he still is not going to let Alex Jones back on.
I wonder. Well, it may take time. It might not happen.
He just said no.
Oh.
Because he put out the poll, which I thought was hilarious. He put out a poll. He's like, what should I do next? And people are like, Alex Jones. He's like, no. Okay, why? Because Alex Jones was banned, not for breaking any rules, but for bad-mouthing a journalist who lied. Journalist is still on, but Alex Jones is gone. Well, and he did not break a single rule, not one. They just didn't like his take on the journalist who...
For example, CBS News. They did the same thing that all these musicians, these highfalutin musicians on Spotify. I'm leaving Spotify. Crickets, crickets, crickets. I'm back on Spotify.
And 48 hours. Not even 2 days.
Not to be confused with the TV show of the same name, which airs on CBS.
Oh, conspiracy theory. Huh. I did not make that connection.
We're also CBS, the Conspiracy Broadcasting Service. Anyway.
I did not make that connection. Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
See, this is why I hang out with him. He's smarter than me.
Oh, I don't know about that. You're harder working, brighter, and more logical than me, though.
Well, as long as I let you think you're smarter than me, it works.
Well, okay. I think. Wait a minute.
Wait. You're stronger. You can open pickle jars.
Open pickle jars. Okay, I brought the voice back. So what? I'm still celebrating that little victory,
I
too.
like my pickles.
Yeah. And
we also had a wonderful time. And for those of you who have not watched our parody in the dog park, we had a lovely time at the dog park.
Oh yeah,
today.
we met a nice couple who lives nearby, and we're gonna.
If you're listening, we love you. We love your dog. We had a blast. Our dog, unfortunately, recharged her battery, so you'll be hearing her.
Yeah, she sat and recharged while we
shopped.
Pizzaed up. We also shopped for.
She got to go to the tractor store, which is one of her favorite places, and we also got to go to Lowe's, which is her, I'd say, fourth favorite place. But right now we are tugging on toys.
See, she's a multitasker. She can talk as if we were in a radio station room, and at the same time be playing tug of war with the dog. See, I'm not that way. Yeah. You distract me. If I'm single-minded. If you distract me, I get really annoyed.
I wear high-neck sweaters.
That.
Because
anyway.
if I were to dress normally, I would lose him too. So yes, I am tugging on a toy, playing with the dog, working the board, and Jim gets to sit here and stare at me and go, I can read an article.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well. I took away his crayon, so now he's hungry. Maureen.
some hidden. I have a hidden stash of crayons.
He does have a hidden stash. He bought me for. So we do this weird tradition every year for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
The night before, we go to a CVS typically,
or some kind of dollar store, or something like that.
or a dollar store or whatever, and we each get like $50, and we buy each other stocking stuffers. So
right.
we have to go to opposite ends of the store, and we buy each other stocking stuffers, and we stuff the stockings. So every year he gets me crayons. Last year he got me princess crayons, which are all like pink and purple, and they have glitter. And
were they Disney princess or just princess?
I don't know. You ate them all.
Oh, that's right. I'm still pulling glitter from my gums. Okay, yeah, that's true.
Every last one. I never got to color with them. Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
folks.
so we've bashed Marines. We've made fun of Biden. I think we've done our due diligence. So let's head on into News of the Weird and Wonderful.
Counterculture Wise is proud to present News of the Weird and Wonderful. Here are your hosts, Melanie Hope and Jim Monis.
We have some weird.
Yeah, we definitely got weird.
I think I'm going to read the first one because I don't think I'm going to make it through the second.
No, I've already had the second one up ready to read. I knew that would happen. So you do the first one.
I normally would have put this in. This is why we can't have nice things, but this is really weird. And here we go. Our home state of Texas. God bless Texas, but wow. A Texas woman has pleaded guilty to smuggling a spider monkey in a box she alleged was carrying beer. Well, that's very Texan. If you're going to smuggle something, do it in beer. Yeah. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials said Sunday. I'm not going to read her name. No, I take it back. I'm going to read her name. Savannah Nicole Valdez, 20 years old, was arrested on, it's an old one, on March 21st when she tried to enter the United States through the Gateway International Bridge in Brownsville, Texas with the primate. So is she a Texas woman, or was she just trying to enter in Texas? Eagle-eyed officers at the border spotted a wooden box with holes inside her car, which she said contained beer she had bought in Mexico.
Cerveza.
Officers opened the box and discovered the live spider monkey inside and directed her to pull over for a secondary inspection. Excuse me, ma'am. Did you know there was a monkey in your beer? I'm dying over here. I'm like, God, I'm going to smoke. Valdez refused. Oh, my goodness. Valdez refused and sped off, running a traffic light and nearly colliding with officers and other vehicles. So she's just like, oh, you saw my monkey. Gotta hand it to her. That's totally what I would do. Investigators later found Investigators... I should have read this beforehand because this is making me cry and laugh simultaneously. Investigators later found online ads for the sale of a spider monkey with her phone number listed. Head on over to Craigslist. Get a Mexican spider monkey. Valdez turned herself into law enforcement and pleaded guilty to smuggling wildlife into the United States without first declaring and invoicing it. So what you're telling me is if I were to declare and invoice my smuggled wildlife, I'm totally welcome into the United States.
Well, more
but because
likely.
she did not declare and invoice her wildlife, she's in trouble. Oh, hello, Mr. Border Official. I am declaring my white rhinoceros in the back of my car.
Well, actually, we're Southern, so it's I do declare, but still.
Actually, she's coming from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Mr. Border Agent. You do it better than I do.
I do.
Yes. Don't stare at me. Do it! Dance, monkey! Or rhinoceros.
I will dance like a monkey for you. Okay.
You sound just like Beto.
It was just so easy making fun of him using the Frito Bandito voice.
Yeah.
It was so... And when you speed it up, it's speed against all the same guy.
Exactly, same guy.
But still.
Okay, so she didn't declare her monkey. Therefore, she's in trouble for coming over the border with her monkey and fleeing an immigration checkpoint in November. The monkey was taken to an animal shelter in Florida?
Oh.
This happened in Texas, but it went to Florida. Okay. Where it is, quote, quote, safely living, according to officials. That sounds so ominous, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Poor little monkey. Valdez is sentenced, or is scheduled to be sentenced to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine.
Good God.
Sweet little monkey. I mean, they still don't. They're cute. Smuggling.
Yes.
Okay, it's supposed to be smuggling an endangered species, but what they wrote, because this is our press now, smuggling in endangered species for commercial gain is a tragic crime. Okay, I could go either way. You're right.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Against nature's precious resources, said Craig Larrabee, acting special agent in charge for Homeland Security investigations in San Antonio. HSI takes every opportunity to join our federal, private sector, and international partners to share our knowledge, experience, and investigate. Wow, this is a really good script. Investigative techniques designed to protect and preserve threatened and endangered species. Honey, this is Texas. This is what you should have said. Bitch tried to bring in a monkey.
Oh, boy.
That's not a swear word. I'm Texan. We say that word all the time. But they have a picture. So head on over to counterculturewise.com to see the picture of the sweet little monkey. He's so cute.
This is almost turning into Florida Man tonight with the weird and wonderful.
And sadly, this all comes from her home state.
A Texas woman, who else, made a spooky discovery about her rental home in Gainesville after several renters claimed it was haunted. Linda Hill, owner of Hill House Manor, told Jesse Waters Primetime Monday she was taking a shower when she heard someone say, "Looking good." It was the voice of the ghost of Freddie Prinze.
Well, and she told Jesse Waters about her shower.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Interesting. I thought it was my husband. I mean, he and I were the only ones in the house, she said. However, it was not her husband making the comments. It was a ghost, she added. There's a photo of some ghosts on that. Really.
It's not ghosts, though. They're like sheets.
There's like people wearing
faces.
sheets.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no.
I spoke to him, he told me I was looking good. I said, thank you. I asked him what he'd been doing that day. We had a conversation, and he left, Hill explained. She added that she believes the home has many different types of ghosts. We've got kids, we've got old people, old guys, and we've got hookers, she told Toast Jesse. Wait! What?
Hooker ghosts?
Hooker ghosts.
Hey, baby, I'll show you a good time. No, I won't. I'm invisible.
The most common type of ghost that comes around are hookers, Hill claimed. Male renters, she said, have told her they have felt somebody stroking their face, stroking their arm, or touching their shoulder. Shoulder,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
shoulder.
what hookers touch, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Host Jesse Waters quipped that the good thing about a hooker ghost was that you do not have to pay it. That's right, Hill responded. They try to stir up business, but they can't figure out a way to conclude the transaction, so nothing ever happens.
These people are sick.
The Hill House Manor owner said a ghost did follow a renter home one time, but eventually got tired. She said she told the man to tell the ghost to come home, and they did. She came back up here. The rental home reportedly has been a popular spot in recent months for paranormal investigators staying the night to figure out the alleged phenomena.
I feel like that story is not complete.
Is a ghost story ever complete?
But the Fox News story says, woman haunted by sexual ghosts. I mean, seriously.
Isn't every woman haunted by sexual ghosts?
Yes.
See?
Yes, we are.
That's, I mean, come on.
But the look on her face, it's like she's afraid of it. I, for one, welcome my new sexual ghost overlords. Society has fallen. Well, folks, like I said, we do news of the weird and wonderful, but let's do more wonderful than weird, shall we?
Well, this next one is more wonderful and weird. I put it in the wrong category.
That's okay. This one's fun.
Okay.
A man in England woke up from a coma with new skills that have baffled doctors and led him to starting a new career.
This happened to a friend of mine, too, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, after I read this, you have to tell me, because that sounds amazing. In 2004, Mo Hunter was diagnosed with tuberculosis and bacterial meningitis in the brain.
Ouch.
There's nowhere else you can actually have meningitis. That's kind of its definition, but okay. He went into a coma for over a month where his heart even stopped. He awoke from brain surgery with no memory, but instead, a new set of art skills. I woke up on October 13, 2004. I don't remember anything before 2004. Everything has been relayed to me by my family and friends, he said. That's got to be terrifying. I really wasn't creative before in the slightest. In fact, people used to laugh at my drawings, he said. I was more interested in going out, football, and computer games. His friends and family still can't believe his newfound ability, describing it as, quote, insane. They're still completely shocked, he said. It's insane, but when I spoke to the neurologist, he just said, enjoy it. And said there's so much about the brain they still can't decipher, and this is just a phenomenon. Ooh, we get that word again. Hunter has sold and displayed his artwork at Comic-Con events across the country. He builds intricate life-size model replicas of characters from films and TV shows. Most pictures I'm seeing so far are from Transformers and looks like Star Wars. Nobody has really given a medical explanation for it. I just know comas can do crazy things to a human brain. They just kind of said there's many stories and theories over the years, and people have woken up from comas with skills and even speaking other languages, he said. I have actually researched that because I was really interested in MPD, multiple personality disorder, and there are people out there who have, say, never visited Russia, don't have any Russian relatives, know nothing about Russia, and yet they have a personality that they're unaware of that speaks perfect Russian. And then, of course, that begs the question, is that a separate personality? Is that a ghost? What's going on there? It's fascinating, and they still have no explanations for it. I remember the first thing I drew afterwards was a Legend of Zelda sketch, and my mom turned to me and went, "When did you learn how to draw?" It was crazy. I haven't stopped since then. I just found that I had this passion there, which never existed before. I just felt incredibly lucky, but also shocked, as I really didn't know where this came from. We know so little about our own brains.
I know.
We know so little. It's amazing.
I was in a production of Pippin back in the 90s, and the guy who played Pippin had, he's a really good actor, a really good singer. He'd been in an accident, and before he could never play piano, and now he can play it like an expert. I mean, it just...
Oh my God, that's my running joke. Every time I go in for surgery...
Am I going to be able to play piano?
Will I be able to
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never...
Great, I couldn't oh my
before.
God, that's hilarious.
But that actually did happen to him.
How did you not share that with me?
It was I mean, I haven't seen the guy in 20 years. I don't know. I just didn't really think about it until now. And then one of my favorite animators, Robert McKimson, he drew the most popular version of Bugs Bunny and was a master animator. He had something happen. He got his head conked in a car accident or something, and he was then able to animate at 3 times the speed he was able to animate before.
Wow.
And I mean, it's.
And that's the same genre where you can conk them in the head and they change gears and conk them in the head again and they go back to the other thing and it's like that's actually a thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is astounding. It really is quite crazy.
We know so little, and yet we think we know everything. All right. This one cracks my ass up. Pardon the pun.
I love guns. I'm sorry. I'm not a gun nut,
no.
but I do love the Second Amendment, and this is why we have it.
Figuratively, yeah.
A burglary attempt sent a man first to the hospital and then to jail in Franklin early Wednesday morning, Franklin, Ohio. Police say they were called to a home on Park Avenue at about 3:30 a.m. after a homeowner said he shot at a burglar.
Boom, boom.
I got a shot off him. He was coming right towards me. The victim The victim told 911 dispatchers. The victim's nephew tells Local 12 that his uncle is partially blind and had just gotten home from the hospital Tuesday evening.
Blind? God bless him.
I don't know if it hit him or not, the victim told dispatchers. Police, with the assistance of a canine, followed a trail of blood down an alleyway and found Jeffrey Carl, 36, hiding in a shed around the corner. The shed is owned by Joe Lewis, who happens to be a friend of Carl's.
This gets better and better.
My reaction was, damn, somebody shot that boy in the ass, said Lewis.
Oh my God,
this is the best show. I mean, we might as well just close the show now. This is great. Carl is no stranger to the victim either and told police the victim was an uncle pretty much. He said he broke into the victim's house when he did because he thought the victim would still be in the hospital. He ain't a dangerous person. He just got issues like all of us do, said Lewis. Those issues include a history of drug and weapons charges. The victim's family said that before he was shot, Carl stole guns and music equipment from the victim. I'd have never suspected that because he's never touched anything ever. And we got $1,000 sticks in here. Huge, said Lewis.
What are $1,000 sticks? I'm a drummer and I don't have.
I'm
any
pretty
sticks
sure
that
they're
cost
not.
Over
I'm pretty
$20.
sure. I'm sure they mean like shotguns, but I don't know for
sure.
sure.
Okay.
Like,
okay. All right.
Better watch out! I'll shoot you with my boomstick. You know that.
I'm telling you, I'm a drummer and I ain't got sticks that cost more than $20. So I don't know where these $1,000 sticks.
Carl was taken to Atrium Medical Center and then to jail. Carl will be charged with burglary, according to police. Jail records show they also had a warrant for domestic violence. What a winner! I'm hoping he get it right. Hoping he gets his life right, said Lewis. Carl is locked up on a $50,000 bond.
That's the thing about. I don't want to get political, but there's a certain group of people that when they are victimized and the person is brought to justice, we still pray for them.
Mm-hmm.
Versus those who pretend they're victimized and want them to kill themselves and think they should be forever shamed and lose their jobs and everything. And it just seems to me that it's easier to live not only with yourself but like other human beings when you wish well upon people versus wishing ill upon people. I'm just putting that out there. No reason, just putting that out there. All right, I've been wanting to read this one for 2 weeks now, so this one's a little bit of an older story.
Let's hear it.
But this is fun. When Zach Montana switched on stereo in his car, he was ready to plug in his phone so he could listen to his own playlist, which Jim pretty much does.
Yeah, I play my Spotify playlist every time I get behind the wheel.
Yeah. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Counterculture-Wise is on Spotify. So if you're listening to us live now, but you'd like to listen to our past presentations, you are able to follow us on Spotify, as well as whatever iTunes is calling themselves this week, because they keep changing their name, iHeartRadio, and everywhere that great podcasts are played, including Spotify.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd put that out there.
So anyway.
He was ready to plug his phone in so he could listen to his own playlist, but before he could do that, music from a CD in the car started playing. His dad usually listened to songs from CDs, and it appeared to be one of his. Zach was intrigued by the song and let it run. It was so good, but he just couldn't place the song. And then the vocals started. An eerily familiar voice. And then it hit him. It was his dad.
Dun, dun, dun.
Zach soon learned that it was an unreleased song from the 1970s, Surrender to Me. He was so overcome with emotion that he immediately shared it with his followers on TikTok, and then it went viral. I would love to share it, but we would be ripped down from every possible place we could post.
Just look it up, folks.
So please go to counterculturewest.com where you can follow the link. Zach is the son of drummer William. Why is that word so hard? Zach is the son of drummer William Curly Smith. Oh my God.
You're kidding me, really?
Seriously. And he even picked up his love for music thanks to his dad.
Huh.
They keep capitalizing the word dad, and I don't know why. Smith was Boston's drummer, and he toured and recorded with the rock band from 1994 to 2001. He has also worked as a singer and guitarist with the likes of Rick Springfield, Bette Midler, sorry for your loss, Bette, and Bonnie Raitt, amazing singer.
Yeah.
Smith recorded the track 43 years ago and co-produced it along with singer-songwriter Mark Olson, who has since passed away. Also an amazing artist. They never got to release the track as Smith didn't have a record deal. Freaking Boston, dude.
I know.
Rick Springfield? Holy crap. This kid didn't even know. I decided it was time to write and record some R&B funk songs. I found some great kick-ass Motown session players, and after writing the song, I hit the studio to record it, recalls Smith. He believes it's a miracle. Every now and then something truly miraculous and amazing happens in your life. I think this song being released after 43 years on a dusty shelf definitely qualifies for a miracle in my life. Hallelujah, he said.
I want to hear that song now.
I really want to hear that song. Go to counterculturewest.com to follow the links.
All right.
Because we get blasted off the internet if we try to play it now. Zach, who is a budding musician himself, was blown away by his dad's unreleased track. I'm listening and I'm thinking, whoa, this is really good, said Montana. Then the vocals come and I hear a very familiar voice and I'm like, oh my God, that's my dad. Zach is visibly excited, jumping about in his seat, shocked at how good the track is and how good his father sounds. There's a horn section, Zach excitedly tells his followers as they listen to the track where they're not censored because the CCP doesn't give a crap because it's on TikTok. Just wait, it's so good. The video went viral and has more than 3.6 million views and close to 100,000 likes. The song now has more than 1 million streams on Spotify.
Nice. By the way, you can hear our show on Never Mind.
Yeah. Dragon Force guitarist Herman Lee commented, "Can he be my dad too?" And singer Megan Trainor wrote, "So good." And the pictures are adorable. Zach says his father, who's 70 now, you can run for office. That's another thing. Has been out of the game for a little while, but is seeing his music career kick off now. He was also invited to the Jimmy Kimmel Live show. I used to like Jimmy Kimmel before he got all political and screwy, where he performed the song. Zach said his father loves his track and has seen the light, but he's more excited about what it can do for his son, a musician. He wants his son to become. That's so sweet.
That is cool.
Of course, my dad is more excited about what it means for me, said Zach. He's like, this is going to get your music career much attention. You know, that McCartney guy is going to really, really go like
You're gonna
gangbusters. Now
bust
that
it up,
Kanye,
man.
yeah,
Now there's with Kanye.
that McCartney guy. Anyway, the 19-year-old believes his father's song didn't take off because the market was already flooded with this music. Okay, yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, that is true.
Disco-ish,
There's a lot
but disco
of it.
has totally come back. I believe they pitched to Motown Records and a few other subsidiaries, but nothing happened, and back then they had no way of distributing it without a label. Nowadays we do. Obviously there was no streaming platform, said Zach, who believes the song has also brought them closer. Yay! He's also been an amazing father, the best I could possibly ask for. Excuse me, I'm verklempt. I'm burping. This experience has only brought us closer together. I love this story on so many levels. One is because kids learning what good music is about. Two is because dad's involved. And three, we're bridging that gap.
Mm-hmm.
I love this story. I
know
can't
that
wait to listen to this song. And please, please, please go to counterculturewise.com for the link so that you can listen to it as well.
I think artists are... They're not making as much money with streaming on Spotify, but they're certainly getting more exposure. They're certainly making money. And
I don't know, because if you get more exposure, doesn't that...
But then, you get exposure online. You can then go on tour, sell merchandise, and make money.
Yeah,
That's how artists make the money. By the way,
than they do on tour anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
when you're charging $1,200 for a freaking ticket, nobody can afford it. So you're playing to an arena with like 13 people. You're actually making more money online than you are going on tour.
It's funny how the music business has shifted. I mean, the Rolling Stones had a song in the '60s that mocked the executives at record companies, the under-assistant West Coast promotion man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was, I think, the flip side of Satisfaction or something like that. It was so, but yeah, it was just, it made fun of them, and those kinds of middlemen really don't exist anymore. They had to streamline and merge and all this kind of stuff. So there's really only 3 major music companies anymore. There used to be 5 or 6 of them.
And now they're irrelevant because we can just post it ourselves.
Yeah.
Jim and I do this thing where when we have 5 minutes to ourselves, because we rarely do, we will just pick videos and watch videos together, and they tend to be music videos. And he brought up this amazing visual video, because the music was still the same, of Taxman, the Beatles, and so well done. And retro, because it still looked like Yellow Submarine. It was a Yellow Submarine
kind of thing, yeah. It's brand new from the Beatles website. You just go there and look for Taxman.
What's funny, it's a brand new and yet so relevant. So relevant. And I appreciate that, and I'm pleased, John Lennon, do not be upset with me. I appreciate that because it's so similar to the Bible.
Well, that was actually a George Harrison song.
Well, no, I'm talking about Lennon's referring to being more popular than Jesus.
Oh, that, yeah.
Basically, John Lennon was the first recipient of cancel culture, if you
Big
think about
time,
it.
Yeah.
Well, but he wasn't wrong.
That might
and that's the thing. He wasn't wrong. They were more popular than Jesus. That was not a misstep. And Jesus is my Lord and Savior, and no one will ever. But you think about how popular
they were
the Beatles
so
were.
huge. I mean,
he wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't.
You know, and if we could do the Jesus Christ Superstar, you know, with the thumbs and the thing, if we could do that with religion, I mean, that'd be fabulous. I mean, I have to hand it to Islam. They've kind of done that, but Lennon wasn't wrong, and yet he kind of almost got canceled for that.
Well, I mean, he wasn't the first. I'd say Jerry Lee Lewis was the first, but that's because he did something borderline sicko.
What'd he do?
Married his cousin. We talked about this after he died a few weeks ago.
But Woody Allen could marry his daughter, and that's just okie dokie.
40 years apart, honey.
So?
You know, I'm not justifying it. Yeah.
I mean, the ick factor does not decrease, all I'm saying. Anyway.
And besides, he's mostly been canceled, too. I mean, only the New York elites and movie critics go to see his movies anymore.
I was going to say, that's true.
You know?
I could not tell you. He needs that website like Abe Vigoda had. Is Woody Allen still alive? I could not tell you. Honestly,
he's still alive.
He still puts out a movie
a year or so.
And by the way, rest in peace, Abe Vigoda. I loved you, boo. You are great.
Yeah, I watched the first Godfather movie.
He's been watching Godfather all week.
And it's like that look on his face when he gets caught. I mean, sorry if this is a spoiler alert. The movie's 50 years old. Who cares?
Dude's an amazing actor, though. Love Abe Vigoda.
Yeah, he was good on Barney Miller and the spinoff.
He was good in everything he's ever been.
Yeah, he was a great actor.
Yeah.
But when he gets caught at the end of the first Godfather movie, the look on his face like, oh, crap, I've been caught. It's
like so readable. Yeah.
Yeah, it was believable.
That's good acting. That's good acting. When you don't have
acting.
to say a word and people completely know what you're trying to get across.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim does that on a daily basis, and he doesn't even realize he does it, I guess, because he's technically not acting, so I guess that doesn't make him a good actor.
What are you talking about?
I'm trying to give him a compliment.
That worked. No.
Okay. New Discovery. I've actually been sitting on this one for a while because I wanted it to apply when it actually applied. Mm-hmm. We're a little ahead of the game, but I think this is kind of fun.
Yeah, this is an amazing story.
I'm
gonna
just for the record, I still don't think we should be singing Christmas carols until we've had frickin' turkey. I'm just putting that out there.
So let's get a turkey so we can sing.
But this is fascinating. So I want to read this, and we might bring it up again. Antillia Cultural Heritage Preservation Regional Board, that's a heck of a title, determined that the upper opening of the dome, which is thought to have been left unfinished in the Church of St. Nicholas, otherwise known as Santa Claus, is the same as the architecture of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where Jesus Christ was crucified and ascended to the sky.
That's pretty amazing.
The title, New Discovery in Santa Claus Church, His Grave and Where He Stood were found. So interesting. Let me make this bigger so I can actually read it. Chairman of the board, Professor Dr. Osmond, oh my God, really, with the names, Eravashar, explaining that this is the most important discovery and finding regarding the exact location of his tomb, said that the fresco of Jesus revealed on the ground where Nicholas set foot. I'm not going to read the whole thing. What's her name announced new discoveries of great importance in the church in Demare, named after St. Nicholas, known as Santa Claus, who was born and lived in Antalya. Ersavar pointed out that the church was built in 7th to 8th century over the church of which St. Nicholas was the bishop, which was flooded with the rise of the sea during the Middle Ages. Ersavar said the new discoveries belong to the early church, which was buried under alluvial deposits from the period when St. Nicholas lived. And there's lots of pictures, so head on over to counterculturewise.com for the link. It was stated that the church in the 3rd to 4th century, where St. Nicholas lived, was buried 7 to 8 meters as a result of the rising waters in the Mediterranean, pointing out the current church was built in the 7th to 8th century. Escobar announced that the ground on which Santa Claus stepped had been discovered. She says, when the sacred floor slab laid in the 1970s was removed where it was, an excavation was carried out to find out what's under it. The result was an early 4th century floor covering of the church. It's kind of like our house with the carpet. I mean, Lord knows what's under this bitch, but dang. Where you can see there's all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay. The current church is later dated. There are some architectural traces in various parts of the early period structure, but there are no traces in terms of flooring. This is an emerging, perhaps earlier flooring. Our friends who made the excavation are preparing the publication of this. In fact, this is the floor of the period he lived in, and we are talking about the floor on which St. Nicholas's feet stepped. This is an incredibly important discovery, the first find from that period. Therefore, we see this church as a discovery that will increase the architectural history and its iconographic value a bit more. It will be covered with a certain technique and made ready for display. It is a beautiful church.
Yeah. Quite beautiful.
I'm not going to read the rest because it's quite long. There's mosaics, there's all kinds of crazy things going on, but if you want to know where the actual St. Nicholas stepped, you can visit counterculturewise.com for the links and read the rest of the article.
We are more than halfway through our glorious spectacle of a show tonight.
Yes, we
and
are.
Never mind.
And we barely even touched on all of the things we need to talk about. But we are at the end of News of the Weird and Wonderful. Let's head on into pay some bills. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we'll come back to the new abnormal. Chuck will give us some news and lots of things.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, I get it. Your parents were jerks and you're traumatized. But that doesn't mean you should use your lousy childhood as an excuse to be a lousy adult. Stop being such a whiner and get past your past already. Buy Get Over It and Get Started. The book by Melanie Hope that will get you out of your self-imposed failure and on the road to greatness. Available in paperback, Kindle, and Nook.
When a disaster happens, are you ready? Do you have the supplies you need to keep you and your family safe and survive? The Zombie Outpost store in Wilmington, Ohio, at Cedar Creek Flea Market stocks quality gear you need to be ready for the next emergency or even a